Previously at Bend City Council.
Hi, I'm Councilor Steve Platt, and this is your October City Council recap. City Council voted to adopt the emblem tax and the increment finance plan, a project that will add over 250 housing units to Southeast Bend. Now, 20% of those units, a little over 50, will be affordable for those earning 70 to 90% of the area median income, or between $80,000 and $100,000 a year for a family of four. The community need for projects like this is evident. Rent is affordable only when it's less than 30% of a household's income, and salaries for 8 out of 10 occupants in Bend do not meet that test. As a reminder, tax increment financing does not reduce existing revenues to taxing districts like Bend LaPine Schools and the Chutes Public Library, and it does not increase taxes on any property owner. Council will also approve the Juniper Ridge Development Assistance Agreement for site development at Juniper Ridge. Projects NOCO supports the Council's goals for urban renewal within the Juniper Ridge area and will transform an empty lot into a 6-building campus for light industrial and commercial space. Council approved a tax increment assistance agreement for the Parkway Studios, a project that will lead to 24 housing units within the city's core area, with half of those being offered at reduced rent to households making 80 to 90% of area median income. To continue on this housing theme, Council also approved resolutions that will result in over 200 deed-restricted rental units. The property tax exemptions for Verde Pines and Cascade Landing, 2 multi-unit developments, would be in effect for 20 years, and all units would be set aside for households earning 60% area median income or less. In Bend, that's $69,000 a year for a family of four. At a work session, Council heard an update about transportation and capital improvement projects within Bend and providing direction to staff regarding project prioritization and delivery. In that discussion, Council agreed to proceed with a full build of Franklin from Harriman all the way to 4th as designed, including protected bike lanes. Council also affirmed a plan to expand the Reed Market and 15th Street roundabouts, including the installation of rapid flashing beacons. City Council heard an update concerning a new goal area regarding economic prosperity. Over the next 2 years, the staff will create a comprehensive economic development plan and vision. The first step is to source stakeholder and community feedback, and that work is underway. City Council accepted a grant to continue funding the operation of the Franklin Avenue Shelter in Bend. The low-barrier emergency shelter prioritizes placements for families with children and those who are medically vulnerable. Over the time that the Franklin Shelter has operated, it has maintained a 98% utilization rate and supported 64 individuals in transitioning to more permanent housing. City Council heard an update about the development of an electrification policy. Now, reducing carbon emissions of Bend is a goal set out in the Community Climate Action Plan, and staff, at the request of Council, are exploring pathways to encourage electrification in new residential construction. The next step include forming a joint committee that will advise Council in advance of making decisions regarding an electrification policy in 2026. Finally, City Council renewed the Tree Preservation Code this month, including updates regarding best practices about the use of these incentives to preserve trees on site, the impact of the code on housing production, and whether the code as it is written is meeting Council and community objectives. Council expects to talk more about specifically juniper trees and how they are considered within the code later this winter. Expect to see a new design for the North Mirror Pond Flex Plaza project in the near future. Council affirmed that project, funded primarily by transient room tax dollars or funds spent by visitors when they come to Bend, should move forward. City Council saw a preview of the new website platform for the City of Bend, which will go live in late January 2026. The goal of that site is to offer a more user-friendly experience for people looking for information related to city services. Finally, this month, City Council issued 2 proclamations: Domestic Violence Awareness Month and White Cane Safety Day. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to learn more about the work of the Bend City Council or how to communicate with us, head to bendoregon.gov/council. We'll see you next month.